Thomas Weather.
The Rich Thomas Weather Network, brought to you by these fine sponsors. Hear Rich's forecast hourly on these Blue Water Broadcasting radio stations.
Hey, good morning, everybody. On this Monday morning, it's the 16th day of August. Obviously, we have a lot to talk about this morning. Tropical Storm Fred will reach the northern Gulf Coast later on today and then take a track through Alabama tonight and during the day on Tuesday. If you live in West Alabama, you may not have hardly any effects from Fred. But if from the center of the state on eastward, that's where all the major effects from Fred will be. I'll update you on a rainfall map that's really hard to believe. It's pretty amazing. Plus the top tropical tornado threat and all the other impacts from Fred. But Fred's not the only show in town. There's going to be Grace in the Gulf of Mexico, entering the Gulf on Wednesday. Where is Grace headed? It will regain its tropical storm strength. And believe it or not, there's actually a third system out there in the Atlantic. In fact, here's a wide shot of the tropics this morning.
So we have actually three systems in the tropics. Besides Fred, there is Grace, of course. We'll talk about Grace in just a little while. There's a brand new tropical depression number 8, which will become Henri. We'll talk about that in just a second as well. But here's the new 4 a.m. information on Fred. It is a 50-mile-an-hour tropical storm now located 160 miles south of Panama City as of 4 a.m., moving north at 9. Landfall in the western Florida panhandle late this afternoon, then tracking northward into southeast and east Alabama. The track has shifted towards the east, so most of the weather is going to be long and east of that center line there. So that means, by the time you get into central Alabama, not as much effect as you're going to see in the far eastern counties, and in west Alabama, hardly any effects at all from Fred. As it continues moving northward, we'll have a 60-mile-an-hour tropical storm at landfall, it appears. Tropical tornado risk today, mainly from about I-65 eastward, mainly along and east of the center line, and, of course, a stronger threat in southeast Alabama as well. A few spin-up tornadoes. The rainfall map is absolutely amazing. If you live west of I-65, you may not see much rain at all. Most of the activity is going to be in extreme southeast and east Alabama, more than 5 inches of rain perhaps. So tropical downpours, a small tornado risk, and potentially some strong wind gusts, especially east of the center, 25, 30 miles an hour. Fred is mainly going to be rain with a name for a lot of us. This is something we've experienced before, so it's not going to be too terribly bad, except maybe down there in southeast Alabama where you have a tropical storm warning, a little bit more drama down in that area. Much of southeast Alabama in a wind advisory, and you can see that flash flood watch now in effect from about I-65 on eastward. Not much going on in west Alabama at all with Fred. So this is Future Radar, and it will take you through late afternoon. There's landfall late afternoon into Alabama this evening and tonight, and then that's tomorrow morning, and then we get into mid-morning, and then that ends around noon, that loop, and you can see the activity spreading into northeast Alabama. Showers and thunderstorms will be scattered today, not necessarily from Fred, high at 87, but showers and storms increase tonight, 80% risk, and this is tomorrow morning at 6 a.m. You can see the heavy activity associated with Fred in east central Alabama at that hour, continuing to move northward, and I think by later on in the afternoon getting into Georgia, and then moving on into the Ohio Valley and eventually the Middle Atlantic states as we get into early morning on Wednesday. I think Wednesday morning will be dry, but I think we'll get into a more typical situation behind Fred Wednesday afternoon with some spotty showers and thunderstorms here and there, and temperatures back in the low 90s by then. Same thing on Thursday, spotty storms around, pretty routine forecast. We're back to a summertime normal, and I think by later in the week, the number of storms start to thin out closer to, I think by the time we get into Saturday, closer to a 30% chance of afternoon storms, and high temperatures will be in the lower 90s. So the main effects from Fred will be in eastern and southeastern Alabama tonight and Tuesday. And then we get back to a more typical situation for Wednesday and Thursday and Friday with scattered random hit-or-miss storms here and there, and about a 30% chance Saturday with high temperatures back in the lower 90s. So that's Fred. Now that we have the other problem, which is Grace, which is a tropical depression. It's been struggling this morning nearing the south coast of the Dominican Republic, and it will have an interaction with land and maybe even interaction with Cuba before it becomes a tropical storm again and enters the Gulf by Wednesday and into Wednesday night, Thursday, and Friday, probably taking a more southerly track, probably not our problem, but we'll continue to watch Grace very carefully. Then we have this new system out there in the Atlantic. This is Tropical Depression number 8, the future Henri. will become a tropical storm later on today and be mainly an issue for Bermuda, so we won't have to deal with Henri. Our weather app will keep you on top of the action with advanced interactive radar and push notifications for severe weather alerts. It's great to have hourly forecast, 10-day forecast, and access to these videos. It's free in the App Store. Just search Rich Thomas Weather.
As I've been doing for the last several days, I'll continue to keep you up to date on Fred and all the other players in the tropics. So stay weather aware. I know you will. Everything is normal this morning in that we're live on the radio from 6 to 9 on News Talk 93.1. Watch us on TV on CBS 8 and ABC 32. Meteorologist Ryan Stinnett and I will be talking about Fred this morning. And there'll be another video for you, of course, first thing tomorrow morning. The official post time, 4:45 a.m. Your forecast whenever you want it across the dial on the Blue Water family of stations. Whew, it's a lot of stuff there. I'm glad you watched the video. Thank you, and I'll see you later.